People do still think I'm like 5. Even little kids think I'm like 5. And I tell them that I am 18, and they'll be like, wow, you're short by being 18.
Now 19 years old, Hannah Kritzik is just under a metre tall. She was born with primordial dwarfism, a rare genetic disorder which only affects around 100 people worldwide.
Just because I'm small, I'm no different.
Hannah faces a shortened life expectancy and lives every day like it's her last. Despite her condition, she's on a mission to become a star with her enormous talents. Hannah lives in Hugo, Minnesota, with parents Jackie and Larry, and dogs Princess and Ella. Despite being an adult, she weighs just under 30 pounds and wears children's size 4 shoes. Hannah's passion is performing, and she attends dance classes with other students her age.
It makes you feel good, like hip-hop makes me feel strong, and ballet calms me down. I mean, I like travel, like dancing. I would like to be in movies, big dance, like ballet or all that.
Even though her body is the size of a young child, she has no trouble keeping up.
Obviously there's a size difference, but that really doesn't stop her. She can definitely freestyle, probably better than a lot of the other dancers here.
She's a triple threat. She can sing, she can dance, and she can act.
Yeah, she can do all the stuff we do in dance, like that. There's not like much she can't do, so she does it all.
And like most teenage girls, Hannah's other interests include shopping for clothes and hanging out with her friends.
She's the same in any teenager would be, because she loves dancing, she loves singing, she likes boys.
Shopping.
Really.
Today I didn't really find anything for me to wear.
But while hanging out with her friends helps the bubbly teen to feel more normal, there's no escaping the attention her unusual condition brings.
People do still think I'm like 5. Even little kids think I'm like 5. And I tell them that I am 18, and they'll be like, wow, you're short by being 18.
Primordial dwarfism is still not fully understood by medical professionals, and few people with the condition live into their 20s. Because of her delicate situation, Hannah and her mum Jackie have an extremely close bond.
I know I have a special bond with her. She's kind of like my sidekick. We just do everything together. The problems, the risks are going to be always there. And yes, that does worry me a lot. Hannah does have a dream to have her own family, to have a husband, to have a child. I guess the delving on the life expectancy, that's the part that just don't like to talk about it, do need to face it. So, but we're just going to live each day like there isn't one tomorrow. I mean, that's all you can do. Live to the fullest.
And Hannah understands the gravity of her situation.
I do have to go to a lot of doctors. I have lots of problems. I have to check my blood pressure a lot. You never know if something's gonna go wrong.
But the seriousness of her condition hasn't stopped her making plans for the future.
But I like to have a boyfriend. He needs to have blue eyes, brown hair, mohawk, and earring. He has to be tough right now. And cute.
Perhaps because of her uncertain future, Hannah relishes new challenges and isn't afraid to put herself in the spotlight.
I'm bulletproof.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is why I love what you're doing.
I want to be a singing coach. I mean, I like travel, like dancing. I would like to be in movies, big dance, like ballet.
And she has an inspirational message for others wanting to make every moment count.
Don't give up your dream and just keep trying.
Today we meet Sheridan, a 17-year-old whose height has restricted her from going outside for almost 7 years. We've come to hear her story.
I'm Sheridan Belvedere. The decision to stay indoors was made around age 11, when I actually peaked in height at 8'7". My mother and I decided at that point it was best I live the rest of my life inside to avoid bullying and head injuries.
Sheridan has used the internet to network with people whose curiosity for the giant lady as she is now known continues to grow.
People on the internet often ask how tall really is 8'7". Comparatively, I'm as tall as a traffic light, but longer than 12 milk cartons.
Physically, Sheridan suffers from chronic back pain and is often rendered unconscious due to low ceilings and lighting fixtures. But her elevated ambition and positive outlook goes unwavered.
Even though my height is restrictive, I still do regular indoor things. I have Facebook, favorite TV shows, and of course a sweet tooth. My hobbies are definitely singing and a lot of dancing. After all, I am a teenage girl.
Friends since childhood, Sheridan shares a bond with Korean friend Tunhee, whose close friendship under abnormal circumstance is testament to the human spirit.
It's not all bad being a generously tall indoor chick, as Mum puts it. I'm able to help around the house with dusting, painting the ceilings, and doing repairs in hard-to-reach places.
Although fronting a brave face, Sheridan's indoor life is taking a toll on her self-esteem.
If I spend one more day inside, I'm going to climb out a window 1 meter at a time and escape.
As she transitions into adulthood, Sheridan has decided she wants to step into the outside world again, despite the objection of her mother.
The reason I'm deciding to step back into society is the coming of age. It's cool now to be different. Vegan, gay, hippie, giant, I'll fit right in.
We leave Sheridan now as she prepares to experience things we otherwise take for granted.
Like checking the letterbox, going for jogs, using a public bathroom, and then I'll try more serious activities like driving a car, finding a job, and traveling wherever the in-between of a train carriage goes. I'm really looking forward to it.
This is Hayley Whirly-Curly reporting for the BBD News.
Today we look at 14 women you won't believe exist. These unusual and amazing women will surprise you.
Number 14.
Elisane da Silva, born in 1995, is the tallest teen in the world at 6 feet 9 inches. She grew so tall because of a tumor on her pituitary gland, which doctors have since removed. She is engaged to her boyfriend, who is only 5 foot 4 inches tall.
Number 13.
Would you believe there is someone born in the 1800s still alive today in 2015? Well, Misawa Okawa was born in 1898 and is currently 116 years old. What's her secret? This will blow your mind. Eat and sleep. But she does also say to learn to relax. The oldest known person to ever live was a French woman who lived to 122 years old.
Number 12.
Venus Palermo, aka Venus Angelic, born in 1997 in Switzerland, is famous for her close resemblance to a doll. Through a combination of makeup and special circle contact lenses, she's able to achieve a very doll-like appearance. She has a YouTube channel where she gives makeup tutorials.
Number 11.
Julia Ganussi, aka the Illustrated Lady, has the world record for being the most tattooed person in the world. She has 95% of her body covered. What's interesting about her besides the tattoos is the reason she got them. She has a skin condition called porphyria, which causes blisters on her skin when it's exposed to light. She got tattoos to cover up the blisters.
Number 10.
This is Yaya Han as Jessica Rabbit. Yaya participates in as comic book, science fiction, anime, or video game characters. Besides being a cosplay model, she is also a costume designer, having created almost 300 costumes. She has cosplayed Snow White, Catwoman, Chun-Li from Street Fighter, and many more.
Number 9.
Aneta Florczyk is a Polish strongwoman and is the winningest strongwoman in the world. She benches 297 pounds, squats 540 pounds, and deadlifts 595 pounds. She also has the world record for frying pan rolling 5 pans in a minute.
Number 8.
Asha Mandela has the world's record for longest dreadlocks. Just how long are they? 19 feet 6 inches, and they weigh 39 pounds. One strand reportedly measures 55 feet long. She's been growing them for 25 years. How does she carry them around? She has a special bag she wears over her shoulders to stuff the dreads in.
Number 7.
A German woman named Michelle Kobka has achieved a 16-inch waist by wearing a corset for 3 years. Her dream is to have a 15-inch waist.
Number 6.
Michele Ruffinelli has the world record for widest hips. At 5 feet 4 inches tall, her hips measure an unbelievable 8 feet in circumference. By comparison, her waist is only 40 inches. At 420 pounds, she drives a truck because she can't fit in a car and has to often walk through doors sideways. She says her husband Reggie is her biggest fan.
Number 5.
Ateye Elegadagne is an Ethiopian woman who has the largest lip disc in the world, measuring 7.6 inches across. The discs are considered a way of attracting a husband. In order to get the discs, women have their bottom 2 front teeth knocked out.
Number 4.
Valeria Lukyanova, aka Human Barbie, born in 1985 in Moldova, is famous for her pictures in which she looks like a human Barbie doll. What you may not know about her is that she says she's a professional mountain climber. Apparently, she also has a new age spiritual side. She is a teacher at the School of Out-of-Body Travel and was featured in a documentary called Space Barbie. Some people think that she has had surgery to remove some of her ribs to give her a tinier waist. She denies this, saying she has only had breast augmentation. What do you think?
Number 3.
Mandy Sellers was born in 1975. Even at birth, she had very large feet, and it was evident that something was wrong. Her legs continued to grow at an abnormal rate. In 2009, it was estimated her legs alone weighed 210 pounds, and that her upper body weighed only 84 pounds. Her condition is believed to be caused by a gene mutation. In 2010, she had to have her left foot amputated.
Number 2.
Charity Pierce is the world's 20 fiance Tony, but from her fiance's older brother, Jimmy. And now for the number 1 woman you won't believe exists. For more videos like this, subscribe here.
Number 1.
Jyoti Amge, born in 1993, is an Indian woman who is the world's smallest woman, measuring only 2 feet tall. Her height is caused by a form of dwarfism called achondroplasia. Both her parents are normal height. If you hear her talk, she sounds like a chipmunk. Jyoti was in the 4th season of American Horror Story Freak Show. She is taller than the shortest man in the world, Chandradangi, who stands at 1 foot 9.5 inches tall. Which woman was the hardest for you to believe exists?
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching my newest video. I really appreciate it. If you're new here, subscribe. Check out my earlier video I did on men you won't believe exist.
I'm just like the other kids. I'm just like them.
Linda Bannon and her son Timmy suffer from a rare condition that left them born without arms.
Shirt out or in?
Out.
But despite their circumstances, the mother and son from Illinois refuse to let their disability stop them from living life to the full. Affecting only 1 in 100,000 people, Linda suffers from Holt-Oram syndrome, which also causes heart problems. But that didn't stop 35-year-old Linda living a normal life growing up.
Being born without arms probably, from my perspective, hasn't really affected my life that much, because it never really occurred to me growing up that I was that much different than anybody else.
In 2003, Linda met future husband Richard, and when she fell pregnant, doctors made the couple aware that any child could be born with Linda's condition.
Going through all the checkups that parents go through when they're expecting a baby, we were given the option to terminate the pregnancy, but it was never even a consideration of ours. We want a family. We want to have a baby.
Timmy suffered with severe heart problems when he was born. At just 8 days old, he was rushed into surgery and spent the first 2 months of his life in intensive care. But despite his difficult start in life, like his mother, Timmy would not allow his disability to get in the way.
Yeah, that was amazing!
The pair refuse to wear prosthetic limbs and insist their conditions have never held them back, whether it's cooking, getting dressed, or playing video games.
Oh, I love this one.
While Linda does everything she can to maintain her independence, Richard is always ready to help out.
I do have to help in the bathroom. Other than that, the other stuff that I help with, she can do herself, but being that I feel like I'm supposed to be helping her, I do them for her, even though I don't necessarily need to.
Okay, let's move.
Let's move out.
At school, Timmy is treated like any other student.
I'm just like the other kids. I'm just like them. And I'll be just like them every time of my life.
Timmy's personality is such that he gets along with all of his classmates. They accept him for who he is. They play along with each other. I think the kids don't even recognize that Timmy has some special needs.
And when school's over, Timmy and Linda are often found at the local pool.
I keep afloat by using my butt a little bit, and I go under on my back or on my front.
Along with managing Timmy's busy sports schedule and working as a kindergarten teacher, Linda is also hoping to help other people with the same condition.
I've been starting up taking business classes in business management with the hope of starting a nonprofit organization to help families of children that are like myself and my son.
Linda knows that Timmy will face a difficult future, but is hopeful he will learn to live with his condition and have a happy life, just like her.
My biggest concern for him is just what will happen if he does not find that companionship, because with my husband, I have that person that when my parents have gone from this earth, I have a person that will look after me and help me and do things for me that my parents used to do. We really hope that he'll find someone. We'll just have to wait and see.
Pegged it! Oh no! Kicked it too hard.
It was crazy to find out that your childhood idol is your sister. I disbelief because these things happen in the movies. This is not real life,
When Jen Bricker discovered her favourite sports star was in fact her long-lost sister, it was just one more remarkable event in an extraordinary life. The 27-year-old acrobat, aerialist and motivational speaker was born without legs due to what she describes as a non-hereditary birth defect. Given up for adoption at birth, Jen grew up oblivious to the identity of her biological family.
My parents told me from as early as I can remember that I was adopted, that my ethnicity was Romanian.
From a young age, Jen excelled at sports, particularly gymnastics.
My earliest memories were watching gymnastics on TV, probably 6 years old, maybe 5 or 6, and I was just drawn to it.
And during the 1996 Olympic Games in Atlanta, Jen was transfixed by Dominique Moceanu, who was wowing crowds with her talent.
I saw myself in her. She was small, and I was small. She had the features like I did. I knew she was Romanian. I knew I was Romanian. She had that spunky little personality, just like me. So as a child, I just related to her.
And later in life, Jen made a discovery which was going to rock her world.
Right before I turned 16, I asked my mom if there was anything she knew about my biological family that I didn't know. So she goes and she gets this big folder full of just papers. I just vividly remember that. And she says, you know, you're never going to believe this, but your biological last name is Moceanu. And I knew exactly when she said that, it meant that my childhood idol was my sister.
After finally being reunited with her long-lost sisters, Jen discovered that the similarity didn't end with gymnastics.
When I first met my sisters, it was surreal but natural. We look alike, we sound alike, our mannerisms are the same. Oh my gosh, I love your house. I can give you a little tour. Yeah. When I met my younger sister, Christina especially, it was like looking in the mirror.
Now Dominique, who lives with her own family in Cleveland, Ohio, plays a big part in Jen's life, and they regularly make time to catch up with one another.
I think she loves the fact that I am a gymnast and an acrobat, aerialist, and that I was in the same field. It adds to the irony of this entire story that we've led these paralleled lives, and it just shows how strong our DNA is, that we all three did gymnastics, really.
During her career, Jen has pushed her limits, touring as a performer and acrobat for the likes of Britney Spears. But now she's trying something new and daunting, dancing, which she hopes will take her career in a new direction. Today she's rehearsing a routine with dance partner Derek.
People always talk about Jen overcoming this and overcoming that, and I thought, this is a true challenge. This is truly something to overcome.
She's amazing. She's wonderful to work with. She's, you look into her eyes and it's just this bright light, bright energy. It's been quite the awesome opportunity.
Despite being born with what some might see as a disability, Jen has spent her life showing that nothing is impossible with the right mindset.
I don't want to use any of the cliche words like inspirational, motivational, but she is. She's crazy. I've never seen an attitude like hers on another person. She only looks at the positive.
I'm just here trying to hold on, and I'm trying to really use my gifts and talents to have a positive impact on others.
Oh my! That is extremely wide! Ew.
Would you like to see him?
No, thank you.
47-year-old Byron Schlenker is the holder of a jaw-dropping record for the world's widest tongue.
My tongue's 8.6 centimeters wide, which is roughly a little more than 2 centimeters wider than the new iPhone 6.
And the father of 3 isn't the only record breaker in the family. Daughter Emily also has the gift of the gab.
I'm 14 years old and I currently hold the record for the widest female tongue.
Byron's amazing discovery came about by complete chance, whilst helping Emily with a school project at the library in their hometown of Syracuse, New York.
I saw the Guinness Book of World Records. I turned to this page and I look and there's the world's widest tongue. A guy from Australia, it was 7.9 centimeters. On the way home, I started to think, you know, my tongue's pretty wide. I wonder how wide my tongue is.
The property manager measured his tongue and was gobsmacked to discover it was bigger.
I told the story around to some neighbors for 3 or 4 months, and they thought it was a funny story. And so they started saying, you should write to Guinness.
It wasn't long before Guinness came knocking and officially unveiled him as the man with the world's widest tongue. And his big buds had made him a local celebrity in his hometown of Syracuse, New York.
This book goes all over the world, and it's neat to see people's responses on Facebook and things like that.
Holy smokes, look at that, Gabby.
I've never seen anything like that before ever in my life.
And there seems to be one particular question on their minds for his wife.
A lot of my friends make jokes about Byron's tongue and our love life, but we try to keep it clean. We're a wholesome family with 3 young ladies in the house, so we just kind of laugh it off. I am proud of Byron.
Ben Underwood is blind. Both eyes were this. And this. And even this.
I don't think I've ever come across somebody like Ben. You know, he was quite unique.
Ben lost his eyes to cancer, but unbelievably, he's taught himself to see with sound.
If he chooses to go out there and ride that bicycle, let him ride the bicycle.
It's got to be very smart. Somewhere in there, it's a little genius going on.
I don't consider myself blind. Ain't nothing wrong with me.
Ben Underwood and his family live in Sacramento, the state capital of California. It's an old city with roots in the Wild West, but Ben and his family live in the new outlying suburbs. Ben uses many common aids for the blind, like speaking software for the computer, so he can jot down his rap lyrics. He's also written a book and does schoolwork on a high-tech braille writer. But what's unusual, what's truly unique, is what he doesn't use. Ben has no guide dog and never uses a white cane. He's not even using his hands. Instead, he sees with sound. He makes a sharp click which bounces back off nearby objects. Amazingly, Ben's ears pick up the echoes and he can precisely locate where things are. Ben is the only person in the world who sees using nothing but echolocation.
Well, I've been able to tell where walls are and where things on the ground are. If I click down, then I can hear them easier. But if I'm walking, I'm just clicking over it, it's not going to get it. And I can tell where desks are in the classroom and stuff like that. I can hear the wall over there, the couch over there. I can hear the wall behind me. I can hear the wall over there and the TV and the computer. Yeah.
Ben, I need a towel for drying because I don't have all my kitchen towels in here. All right, Mom, I'm going to go get it.
Ben's echolocation is so good that at home his mum, Aquanetta, Uncle Kerry, and brother Isaiah make no allowances for his blindness at all.
When I was a little kid, I didn't really know he was blind. I just knew he was my brother.
Did he make it? He's determined to do what he's going to do. And he refuses for somebody to label him as blind. You see this kid that has a whole different way of thinking. It's magic and it's real.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone quite as remarkable as Ben, nor have I seen anyone quite as remarkable as Ben's mom. And I think that's a lot of the secret to Ben's amazing talents.
He knows that there's nothing impossible for him. You know, and it's not. Whatever he wants to do. You know, I tell him he can see.
Aquanetta has refused to allow the loss of Ben's eyes to overshadow their lives. Ben was born perfectly healthy with dark eyes like his mum. But when he was 2, she looked into his eyes and saw something was terribly wrong.
In his pupil, it looked like a marble, or, you know, when you shine a light at night on a cat's eye, and you know how that looks like a marble or like a light or fluorescent. And that's what it looked like. And within 3 days, it turned white.
In Ben's eye was a rapidly growing malignant tumor, retinoblastoma. It's a rare infant eye cancer that affects only 6 children per million.
If left to its own devices, it would be lethal. It would kill him. The disease would spread locally, and he would never be able to survive.
If Ben wasn't treated, it would quickly spread along the optic nerve and into his brain.
If it's not caught very early, often the treatment is to have to actually remove the eye in order to save the body from having it spread. And Ben, of course, had very aggressive treatment.
In an attempt to save his sight, doctors immediately began intense chemo and radiotherapy. But after 10 months, there was still some scar.